We just rebuilt this stolen Demon 170 for about the price of a new Scat Pack. Now naturally, as any reasonable person would after building a Dollar General Demon 170, it was straight to the drag strip. Well, at least that was the plan. You see, Dodge decided that the Demon 170 needed to be broken in properly and put training wheels on it for the first 500 miles. No line lock, no launch control, no trans brake, no fun, basically. The original owner only racked up 61 miles on this thing before it got stolen. We've added a whopping 6 additional miles ourselves. So by my count, over the next 3 days, we need to put 433 miles on this thing. That whole track day we have scheduled this weekend ain't happening. On second thought, glass will probably be a great idea. Now, as funny as this might sound, given the, at times, complex projects we've finished in this shop, one thing we've never done is install auto glass. So we're in this together. We're gonna figure it out. Now, of course, before doing this, I did go out and do a little bit of research, the same way most of you guys probably would have.
Hey guys, Chris Fix here.
If this doesn't end up going well, it's certainly not gonna be because we didn't prep it properly. We already went around and scuffed up the entire windshield area. We laid down our window weld primer. So again, in theory, this should be perfectly fine. This is a shot at redemption, all right?
No. Don't put the pressure on me. First of all, I told him multiple times we should bring professionals to do this kind of thing. He say no, so it's not on me.
What fun is that, right? That is
super fun.
No.
Because then they're gonna get it done quick. Then we can drive the car. What about that?
It costs money. You gotta get the windshield. Let's go. Cool. All right, so you know how to do this, right?
No.
So I think we basically line it up with the top pillar, I guess.
How?
I don't know. You got to go up with yours for sure.
All right.
I'm down. We got this. We got this. All right, so I think we just now you got to run that tape up here. Look, I got the stuff. We're gonna look like professionals real quick. Actual window guy tape, all right? That's what it's called, window guy tape, right? Window guy tape.
All right. At least I didn't break it.
Yet.
Yeah. What?
Now that we got our windshield securely installed.
Securely installed?
Securely. Securely.
No.
We can go ahead and do our quarter windows. So what we'll do is just slide it in here under this weather seal and butt it up to the top. Same deal at the bottom. And then down with it. Don't worry, we'll definitely wipe off that part I just hit the paint with too. That feels pretty good, actually. Now all that's left is the rear window, right?
I just remembered that I gotta go home.
Make sure I crack the windshield. Luckily though, we have one chance to get a rear window for free, and it's out of that thing up there.
Well, you made me do this.
Step one, remove the trunk without breaking the window. And this bad boy, if I remember how to use this correctly, sticks against the windshield, does a little sucking action, and it's got a motor in it. Yeah, she ain't going nowhere. And with our wire through here, we should be able to get the turning. And then this wire is gonna get drug along all the way through that glue on the windshield, and eventually it will be free. Well, it didn't break. I do believe since we've now got glass for free, we probably have to let Fernando off the hook for breaking that one way back when. Pin in?
Yep.
Now where were we at? Man, she's running great, drives straight as an arrow, even though we haven't got it aligned yet. Got a few little issues to work out, but you know, minor details and whatnot. We'll talk about that later. Probably wouldn't have been a bad idea to install those windshield wipers, huh? I mean, a free car wash never hurt anybody, right? Hey, even if the weather didn't cooperate, I couldn't imagine a better first test drive. We're up to like 150 miles on it now. There goes all that water. Ooh, right on the headers, you can hear it sizzling. Either way, I don't see any leaks. There's no weird noises, nothing odd going on at all. I know it's just a stock Demon 170, but just because it's so new and we literally built the car from scratch, I didn't quite expect it to go that well. Now, one of the issues we're having with this thing, though honestly not sure that I'd call it an issue, more of a heavy annoyance, is that the seats we put in this, they're out of a 2016 Scat Pack. like they've just been recovered to look like a Demon seat. The car is supposed to be a 2023. Those wires don't match up, do they?
Nope. Dodge decided to change the wire position and color, but leave the connector the same.
Not only did this lead to a ton of error codes, some with very interesting code numbering, but more importantly, the thing beeps its ass off, and yeah, it's no fun.
B00B5.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I feel like I'm in middle school with a calculator.
It's about to say the same thing. Essentially, what I'm doing is I'm repinning the 2016 seats to match the pinout for the 2023 body harness.
Now, while the car didn't necessarily seem to mind, even the ventilated seats worked. I don't know that you and I, were going to make it to 500 miles with that constant seatbelt beeping. This is the first time I've laid into this, like, at all. Just a little hit right off the line. Feels good. It feels real good. We got 194 miles on this thing. We're almost halfway there. I was gonna wait a little bit longer to do this whole E85 thing, but I mean, we're driving past the E85 station anyway. Don't mind if I do. I mean, what can it hurt, right? We got like a half tank of 93 in it. Just bring us to like, what, E40?
Scan the QR code to try our free ChatGPT.
We got 9.5 gallons of pure corn in here. I don't know how fast this system like updates it. It's not a return style fuel system, which technically means it has to burn through all the pump gas that's in the car before it'll actually see the ethanol. Nice.
You need washer fluid.
Yeah, I need a washer fluid tank before I can do any of that. So we're on E11, that's what it's been all along. Now we wait. These are fuel efficient cars, all right? Takes a while at idling.
What's the MPG? 10?
Oh, 10.2. We've been babying it, and it's 10.2 miles a gallon. That's not great.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Nope, still 11. We probably should just go start driving this thing. It'll change at some point.
Yeah.
There's corn in there. It just needs to show us. There we go. We're not a mile up the street, and it just shot up 20, 30, 40, and it looks like it's kind of topped out at E43. 200 miles, a little bit of ethanol in the tank, and she ain't broke yet. Braking thing's going all right. That's officially halfway home. But yeah,
Right in the middle.
we took it this morning to go pick up Fernando Z from Tim's house. Now, usually this is shop truck activities, but we gotta put on mileage, right?
Yeah.
Plus, this is daily driver. Again, AC, it's not that loud, drives.
Radio works. I thought you were gonna wait.
We did wait.
All right.
269 miles. I mean, it's still limited on power, but we might as well, like, we're in a cornfield. Well, this isn't, we're near cornfields. So
It counts.
Let's just give it a little half throttle, see what it does.
All right.
Oh, that was way faster than it should have been.
Definitely.
Wow.
Wow.
So none of the, like, this car has power mapping, like you can turn the power down off the launch. None of that works yet. It has drag traction control. None of that works yet. That was just easing into it and going. Wow.
That moves.
That moves. That moves indeed.
You see the entire front and whole lift?
This
That's
thing,
awesome.
This thing is going to be a blast when it's done. You know, I don't want to be that guy. Probably wouldn't happen if you'd have bought a Dodge, you know? Damn. That sucks. Yeah, so apparently now that Fernando has sticky tires on this thing, it hooks so well that it pours fuel out of the charcoal canister, which of course we fixed by deleting it entirely. And while we're on the topic of fixing things, might as well knock out these last few issues with the Demon too. Our first odd issue is with the passenger window. When you open the door, the window drops down a little bit to clear this molding here. Our problem though is when we were driving the car, it would occasionally just do it over and over and over and over and over and over. We decided to switch out the latch. We've already done that. We're hopeful that that's fixed the problem, but I suppose we're going to find out for sure today. The next problem might be one of the simplest, but by far the most annoying issue I've ever had in a car, period. Yeah, we got ourselves a bad brake booster. Keep in mind, this is the original master cylinder from the Demon 170, so it's been tossed around Copart, the police impound and the chop shop. So while it did only have 61 miles on it when we got to using it, it has lived quite the life. You can see where it's all banged up there. Something happened to make this practically brand new one fail, so we're gonna stick one on that's from a 2016. It's the only one we have on him, but I don't care how old it is as long as it doesn't sound like a dying giraffe. Just for curiosity's sake, I kind of want to open this thing up, see if we can find a failure point. Never been inside one. What better time than now?
Oh, there you go.
I mean, I don't see any tears in the actual rubber, which is where you think it would be, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's either in the rubber or seal, but the way it's sounding, pull that guy all the way apart, and then there's another.
I mean, I can't identify any area in which it failed.
The squeal says otherwise.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those times where we can't see the issue, but we know it's there, so we're going to fix it. We're good. All right, that's one problem solved. Now we got 361 miles on this thing, so if my math checks out, that's 139 more. We've also got to deliver an engine at the machine shop that is 48 miles each way. Yeah, she ain't going anywhere, I don't think. Ironically, this also isn't the first time I've transported a 2JZ in the back of a car that it definitely shouldn't have been in. When I was a fresh 18 years old, found a dirt cheap 2JZ down in Florida, where Maryland's about 1,000 miles away. Well, obviously I'm not gonna pass up a deal, primarily because it's the only 2JZ that I could afford. So I hopped in the one car that I had, which was an Acura Integra GSR, went to Florida and picked up a full 2JZ. Naturally, the hatch wouldn't shut, so we ratchet strapped it down. We also found out in very short order that the HKS exhaust I had installed was no longer compatible clearance-wise with the road, if you know what I mean. So we had to go back to the guy's house. I had to yank it off, put that in the trunk as well, and drive 1,000 miles back from Florida with open headers and an open hatch. And you've done something similar, too.
I've done something, yeah, very similar. Wait, you put the whole engine, though?
The whole engine. I mean, long block intake manifold, turbos, yeah, the whole deal.
So I drove up to Upper New Jersey to pick up a short block. It was a 1JZ short block and an R154 transmission back when, you know, people almost gave them away.
They were like $400. Yeah.
I paid $250.
Wow.
Yep, I know. And, oh, by the way, that was in my Mark III Supra. It had an R154 in it that was missing first and third gear. So, long drive with 3 gears in traffic and a 1J and an R154 in the car twice, right?
Yeah, it's the things you'll do before you can afford a truck.
Yeah.
Side note, we're about to hit 400 miles and also we need gas, which means we can fill it out with E85 now and be, I guess, pure E85 almost. It should be like E70, E75 or something at this point. I'm curious to see if as that goes up, the power goes up as well. Oh, 52, 53. Here we are. We're off to the races now. Took like 3 miles, but... Oh, check that out. The power's different.
108.
What was that before? Like 986?
Yeah.
I don't know if... Yeah, hopefully we could see that before. The power just went up to 1,008. Oh, wait. Did you see that? It went to 1,005 and then 1,000...
Discrepancies.
Oh, 1021.
Oh, it's... Oh!
Oh! It's blue now. It's blue, not gray.
Huh.
I don't know what
does blue mean?
Hold on. So, all right, we're figuring this whole Demon 170 thing out on the fly because we actually didn't read anything about it because never thought of knowing one, if I'm being honest. As soon as it hit E65, that little ethanol gas pump icon in the top left corner turned from gray to blue. And at the same time, the power level went up to 1025 and that changed to blue. 1025 is the max horsepower. Yep, still in one piece. Didn't roll around, didn't go through the rear seat delete. Certified delivery vehicle. In with the 3.4 liter stroker. If you watched the episode where I bought back my old Super and we had that concrete filled 3.4 liter in it, I said I ordered a dart block. I said we were gonna build a wet 3.4. here we are. Now we just need to figure out what we're gonna put it in.
That wasn't my fault.
All right, so maybe it's not the most convenient delivery vehicle, but it does work. Got 38 miles left. Let's go do this thing.
That's cheating.
To be fair, we did the first 470 completely legitimate. Now, believe it or not, this wasn't just laziness. We needed to make sure that mileage accrues with just the rear wheels spinning. For scientific purposes, of course. Yeah, it's 500. We should probably get out of here. Come on. We ran it up through 501. All right. Whoa! Now it looks like a Mopar. Yeah, this is what they need to look like. Now there is a bit of potential bad news here. Throughout the time we've been putting the mileage on this, we've been talking with the guy who did all the module hacking in this, and we're not positive that the trans brake, all that fun stuff's gonna work even now that we hit the 500 miles. He's just started chasing the same issue on another Demon 170 swapped car, and we're thinking that our issue might not be the mileage as much as it is that the ABS module won't program. Theoretically, when we hit drag mode, all those systems should go green, but we had it in drag mode when we were doing that burnout, and nothing changed. So, there's only one way to find out. Let's see, let's set that. Does it reset? Man, it goes right back down. The only thing left to see if it works is the trans brake. So pull back both paddles, foot on the brake, raise the RPM. It's in drag mode, you can see it right there. And then it says trans brake only available in drag mode. That's a letdown. This is all new information, even for the guy that's programming this stuff. And I don't really know where we go from here because he's having trouble getting the ABS modules to program in any of these cars. We're not going to get too deep into the programming weeds here because frankly, kind of tired of it. We've been through it for months with this car. But when we set out to find an ABS module, we knew very specifically we needed the part number ending in AF. The only one we could find was in Puerto Rico. We overnighted it from Puerto Rico. We still couldn't get it to program, and we just found out why. Even though the box said AF, as you can see on the screen here, when you connect a scanner to it, it's AC. He said this is a common issue. Unfortunately, the box will say whatever, but the software, the part number on the actual module will just be dead wrong. On one hand, it's honestly a bit of a relief. At least now we know exactly why the ABS module won't program. On the other hand, all those cool features we just put in 500 miles of work for, done. Until we figure out a way around this, which apparently there isn't a good one at the moment, yeah, we're pretty much cooked on that front. This car is a drag car. We wanted to take it to the drag strip this weekend, but I kind of feel like it'd be getting half the experience at this point. So the alternative, the audible, if you will, is taking it roll racing. Oh, shit. All right, so I'm going to present the theory here, and hear me out, I'm pretty sure it's right. The Demon 170 is cursed. Like, there ain't no other way to interpret all this information. Let's see. One, the ABS situation, that kind of sucks. Can't go drag racing with it. Number two, it's supposed to be beautiful out today here at Pocono Raceway for a little bit of roll racing. The third one, which is kind of the real just, right to it, right? The truck blew up on the way towing the cars here. So we're down a Ford 6.7 liter turbo diesel engine. What a mess.
Which is the most reliable, but it happened to us.
Ain't no Cummins, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
2 hours of waiting, but hey,
At least we're gonna make it.
Racing. We got the all clear, or I guess the clear enough, whatever, it works. Roll racing, 60 mile an hour start, between 50 and 65 technically. 3rd mile, so not quarter mile. The only goal is to see how fast you are at the end of that.
What's gonna be your speed?
That's a good question. Right off the rip, the plan was to go race Fernando and see how the cars stack up. His alternator, however, had other plans. We checked out all the wiring and all the connections, and as best we can tell, the alternator just failed internally completely randomly.
Right, you don't see nothing concerning. Like, I even touched the one that is in the starter. Race cars. Race cars.
Man. It's almost like something's cursed.
Yes.
Right? It's almost like there's a curse.
God, no.
That there's a silver lining to this, and we try to make a silver lining out of every dumb, stupid thing that happens around these events and around these cars. Is that Fernando ain't gonna get his ass busted by this now, right?
What if he actually sabotaged my car because he don't want to lose?
Can't lose if they can't run, right? So I guess we'll start in 3rd gear.
How fast?
I don't know, man. 152.
All right.
So this is kind of weird. Official verdict, 60 to 100 feels awesome. It feels really good. But for context, the last car I roll raced was my 1100 horsepower ZR1. That thing did 171 miles an hour. This, which makes roughly 200 horsepower less and weighs, well, like 600 pounds more, I think was right around 150, but it didn't feel blow your mind fast at the top end. We're taking the thing the Demon 170 does best, which is 0 to 60, and just taking it out of the equation. I think eventually if we installed like an aftermarket cam and freed up a little more top end power, it'd probably help tremendously once we're trying to push this brick over 100 miles an hour. That's the problem for another day though. Now we're gonna go race Austin's 2JZ swapped Hellcat, which makes more power and is lighter, but is also manual, which is a disadvantage when it comes to this. Since Austin has the turbo car, we're gonna let him go first so he can kind of get ready here.
My car is down, but the Mopar power is up, you know?
He buys a Hellcat and then he loses to one.
Alright, buddy. Look at that! Wow!
Mopar or no car, baby. Fuck that import bullshit. And 2, we also learned that we have a hard limiter at 155. I don't know if you guys could hear it, but as soon as you hit 155, it's steady. It's just nothing. All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I mean, I hit the limiter in 2nd. It was breaking up a little bit. The sun was in my eyes.
Yeah, here we go.
The Goodyear blimp was in my field of vision.
He did have a passenger, to be fair. So it was probably a 400-pound. Wait, the cars were probably even.
The cars were probably even.
The cars were even.
So I did hit the limiter in 2nd, but you could just see the difference between the automatic and like just no let up on the power band.
With the wind under our belts, I figured before we hit the road home, I'd go out and give it a shot against a modified GT 500. At first it was pretty close, but as we got up into those higher speeds, it did start pulling away pretty good. Now in hindsight, we're pretty lucky we put those 500 test miles on this thing, because we just found ourselves with a 200-mile trip back from the track, given that the truck no longer moves under its own power. But we made it. We just cracked over 800 miles on this thing, and cursed or not, it's fast, it's fun, it runs like a stock Demon 170 should. The car's like 98% of the way there. We've ordered up that ABS module we need, though when it gets here is anybody's guess, considering it's on a national back order with no ETA. But once we get it, that should be the last of our programming issues. Then we can unlock all our cool features, hit the drag strip, and do what a Demon 170 is meant to do.